as Ashley said, she has a booty you could sit a glass on. Do you remember? That was cute. Do you remember your first day filming for Potomac and what was going through your head?
Oh my gosh, my first day, because we film out of order. So I don't think that the Sip with Socialites event, which was my first all cast event, was my first time filming. I do remember when I did my test shoot with Ashley, because she was my friend, she brought me into the show. So they wanted to see how I would do on camera, how I would do, you know, in a situation on camera. So I remember that we shot that at Myron Mixon's, my husband's restaurant before it closed because of COVID. And it was fun. Like, I was just kind of talking to Ashley. We were talking about pageant stuff and being married to white men. And I don't think that ever aired. But yeah, we had a good little kiki. But my first all cast event with the whole cast was a blur.
Right.
A whirlwind. I came, I saw, I conquered, and I left. That's what I remember.
Right. And I want to talk about you and Ashley, because looking at how you started to where you are now, the difference is so drastic. Like you said, you both are married to white men. You both come from the pageant scene. You know, you both kind of have the same brand of shade. So you would think that you guys would like stick together and click. Like, like, what do you think has been kind of the driving force between that rift between you guys?
You know what's funny is we get into this at the reunion. And it was never really discussed at length. It was always just 1 minute we're friends, the next minute we're not, 1 minute we're fine, the next minute we're arguing. And I think this reunion, we finally kind of started to get to the bottom of some things. There were some revelations that were surprising to me. And there were some things that I said to her that she was not aware of, as far as the way that she felt and I felt about things that have happened between us. It was very interesting. Because, you know, you think you know these girls, and you think you know how they think, and you know how they move and how they feel about things, and then you're surprised. So I'm really interested to see if I know they're going to show it, but I really am excited for you guys to see kind of how it plays out, because we get to an interesting place. That's what I'll say.
Good. I just want y'all to be like good. I saw you guys hanging out in LA the other day, and I was like, I like this. I'm
still here. I'm up here in the.
I see you
in the mountains.
It's beautiful.
In the hills. I'm up here in the hills. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Now, speaking of Ashley, I'm going to do this Amy Cohen style. At Closet Whisper from Atlanta wants to know. Did people hold Ashley's feet to the fire for the comment she made about Mia's husband, G, having Alzheimer's? Because we didn't see that. It just went and kind of came and went. Peach Report pointed out that we didn't even see that on the after show. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, that was a big part of the episode.
Yeah. Well, you know, it would be off-brand for anyone but Candace to be held accountable for the things that she says.
Well.
So, you know, it's all par for the course. No, obviously there were a lot of people who were offended by Ashley's ageist comment. In the moment, I can't even believe she said that. Just, you know, because her brand is to be, you know, very PC and very aware of everything that she says, so that she can then, you know, crucify me for not being aware of what I say, I suppose. But no, there was no accountability on the part of anyone that was sitting at the table. It was not brought up later. There was no outrage. No, that's not the way this show works. The way the show works is, if Candace says it, let's crucify her. And if anyone else says anything, it's just, that was
par for the course.
You know, par for the course. It's just the show.
Right.
Whatevs. Yeah.
I was chatting with someone about that, and we were saying we wonder if it would be the same way if you were on a different franchise, if you were on, like, let's say Atlanta, where you have people who are readers, like a Phaedra, like a Kenya, Like, I wonder if it would land the same, because to me, it's like, well, you come with these clapbacks and then everybody's kind of like, well, I don't really know where to go with it because I can't respond.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually not thought about that. Yeah. I wonder what my persona, what my fate would look like if I were on an Atlanta franchise. Because those women, you know, I always say Atlanta walked so that Potomac could run. They set the standard for us so that we could be where we are today. I was regretful that I would invoke mama trauma in her once I realized what, you know, the situation was with her mom, because I have my own mama trauma, as you all know. It's hard having issues with your mom. When you issues with a mom, it's like breaking up with a best friend. You know, women say like your best friend relationships can be more traumatic when you break up than breaking up with your spouse. Having mom issues, having stuff with your mom is hard. Yeah. And I can't imagine what it must feel like to be in Mia's position where she was abandoned by her mother, and, you know, her mother was on drugs and she was not in her life for years. She was in prison. Like that's crazy. That's horrific. It's traumatic. And I don't like her, but I do empathize with where she is. So when I heard that, I had to kind of come down off of where I was and say to her, look, I'm sorry that, you know, I triggered you, because that can be triggering.
Absolutely. For sure. For sure. All right. Now I know